This is the brief on Mu Chen's decisive battle in The Great Ruler. Okay, so we're jumping into a really intense fight from episode 126 of the fantasy series The Great Ruler. You've got our main guy, Mu Chen, facing this seriously tough and kind of spooky enemy, a shadow puppet. It's high stakes for sure. First off, right from the start, you see how uniquely terrifying the shadow puppet is. Mu Chen comes in strong, he's got his demonic dragon spear, his lightning body power activated. But this puppet, it feels nothing. No fear, no thoughts, just pure attack mode. Its power is called Spirit Calamity, basically a spiritual energy attack that's even more potent than physical power. It's super fast, countering Mu Chen's big opening moves right away. Just relentless. Second, as the fight really heats up, we see Mu Chen having to adapt, like fast. He starts using more advanced techniques, even summoning these four huge beast gods. Pretty epic. But incredibly, even that gets countered by the shadow puppet and its overwhelming spirit calamity power, and Mu Chen actually gets injured. So he realizes, okay, just throwing power at this thing isn't going to work. He needs a deeper strategy against this emotionless opponent. And finally, this leads to Mu Chen's ultimate gambit, which is really quite clever. He activates this powerful tree-based art, drawing energy from literally thousands of trees nearby. Then, and this is the risky part, he deliberately lets the shadow puppet hit him. Sounds crazy, right? But he uses his fully powered lightning body to shield his arm just long enough. This sacrifice buys him the crucial split second he needs to unleash this devastating move called the Heavenly Tree Wheel, a massive, spinning green vortex that just slices the shadow puppet clean in half. Wow, hard-fought win. Mu Chen's ingenious strategy and powerful techniques ultimately triumphed over a relentless, emotionless foe.
This is the brief on the latest chapter of The Great Ruler. Okay, so today we're jumping into episode 127. A major battle here doesn't just show off our hero Mu Chen's smarts, it digs up really old secrets and power he's said to inherit. First off, Mu Chen's tactical genius, pretty amazing. On Medicine Mountain, the place known for rare resources, he faced a tough shadow puppet. But instead of just charging in, he faked an attack. Then bam, a hidden green light wheel attack from underground split the puppet. It really showed he uses his brain, not just brute force, impressing folks like his ally Wan Qingqian and cementing his unique style. Second, while looking for the nine-sun Ganoderma, that legendary healing plant, Mu Chen found something way bigger. He met a spirit, basically a remnant from the ancient Divine Pavilion sect. Turns out, Mu Chen's powerful energy move, the Nirvana Wheel, woke the spirit up. Seeing Mu Chen's talent, the spirit spilled secrets about the pavilion's real legacy, gave him the Ganoderma, and sent him after an even greater prize. Finally, Mu Chen's path forward is clearer now, but definitely riskier. Guided by the spirit, he's aiming for a special area in the Divine Pavilion ruins to find the legendary Supreme Sovereign Liquid, stuff vital for leveling up. But his actions also created a tough new enemy, Wu Ling, the powerful brother of his rival, Wu Yingying. Bigger trials are coming, for sure. Mu Chen's clever strategy has unlocked ancient power, putting him on a quest for ultimate treasures while facing epic new challenges. This is the brief on Mu Chen's quest for Sovereign Liquid. So we're jumping into the Great Thousand Worlds today. Think like a massive universe where these folks called cultivators train using spiritual energy to get seriously powerful. Our main guy Mu Chen, he and his friends are after this legendary stuff called Sovereign Liquid. It's basically the key resource for reaching, ultimate power. First up, let's talk about just how valuable this Sovereign Liquid actually is. Okay, it's super important for cultivators. Get this. Only the absolute top-tier masters, these sovereign powerhouses, can manage to refine just 1 drop per month. And you need tons of it, like thousands of drops, to hit that powerhouse stage and build this thing called the Heavenly Sovereign Body. Mu Chen desperately needs it, but, well, he doesn't have any rich family or big sect backing him up. Kind of the underdog here. Second, things get tricky with this unexpected sealing array. Where Mu Chen's headed, the hidden chest garden, it's guarded by this ancient magical barrier. And this array, it completely cancels out all spiritual energy, chilling inside. Right? So cultivators can't use their powers at all. They gotta rely purely on physical strength. Totally changes how fights work. And finally, as if that wasn't enough, Mu Chen runs smack into the Alliance of Sects. This big group, led by Qi Kuang, is already there. And they knew about the array. They brought loads of fighters trained for physical combat. Mu Chen's crew is outnumbered, but here's the twist. They've got experience from something called the God War, where spiritual energy was useless too. So they know exactly how to handle this, using skill and stealth. Mu Chen and his allies face a dangerous, power-nullifying array and a prepared enemy force, in their desperate pursuit of the ultimate cultivation resource.
This is the brief on The Great Ruler, episode 129. All right, let's dive into this intense battle happening in the Divine Palace dimension. Now, this place is kind of special because it suppresses most people's spiritual power, their Ling energy. So fights here, they often come down to raw physical strength. First off, our heroes, Mu Chen, Luo Li, and Wen Qingken, are trying to reach the Hidden Garden. But guess what? A huge group, like nearly 200 cultivators led by Mo Yu, Qin Feng, and Lu Song, are totally blocking their way. And since most can't use that Ling energy, it really levels the playing field. Or so you'd think. Because second, things take a sharp turn. One of the antagonists, Qin Feng, reveals he actually can use Ling energy despite the dimension's rules. Yeah, a massive, unfair advantage, right? He immediately targets Wen Qingken. But Mu Chen, showing incredible physical power, jumps in front to shield her, taking a huge hit himself. Really shows his grit. Finally, even though Mu Chen's badly hurt from Qin Feng's energy attacks, he pulls out a wild card. Turns out, he has this hidden knack for gathering stray lightning energy inside his body. He uses it to unleash this totally devastating counterattack, taking Qin Feng down decisively. It just proves how adaptable and strong Mu Chen is, even when his usual powers are locked down. So yeah, Mu Chen tackles a fight where spiritual energy is nerfed, overcoming way more opponents and a super-powered enemy using pure physical skill and a shocking hidden power.
This is the brief on strategic breakthroughs in the Great Ruler. Okay, so we're jumping into the latest from the Great Ruler. Picture this, a massive fight where some really clever strategy and ancient powers, well, they totally flip the script. First off, Mu Chen pulls off this unexpected offensive. See, there's this powerful seal stopping everyone from using spirit chi. That's the main mystical energy, right? But Mu Chen, he brilliantly sidesteps it. He uses this unique internal power he's got, divine thunder chi, waits for the perfect moment, and bam, takes down his opponent, Qin Feng. Totally catches them off guard because they thought he was powerless. And that leads to a real game changer. Second, Mu Chen finds this small jade disc. What's inside? A complex spirit array, like a magical circuit that actually gets around the energy seal. Now, Mu Chen's background is key here. He's descended from a spirit array grandmaster, so he's got this amazing talent. He doesn't just figure out the disc, he perfects it super quick to fully restore spirit chi use. Then get this, he makes 2 more versions for his allies, Lo Li and Huan King Chan. Huge advantage. Finally, you've got to see Huan King Chan's dramatic return. Remember she was weakened? Well, thanks to Mu Chan's upgraded disc, she just explodes back onto the scene, unleashing her spirit chi. She puts on this incredible golden battle armor, grabs a golden spear, and basically says, all right, I'll take on the whole enemy alliance of the sex myself. Talk about a turning point. So yeah, Mu Chen's strategic brain and his mastery of these spirit arrays, it's completely turned the tables, empowered his friends, and really set the stage for a dramatic confrontation.